All right, guys, going to go over the first game here tonight. We're going to start with the draft. I wasn't here, obviously. I don't have a problem with the draft. I just think we should have changed one pick, and it's the Morgana pick. Um, so we get to see the. You could actually make an argument for changing the Zaya pick as well because they go with Jace Galio, so we can go Lucian Braum here if we wanted to. So we actually get some tempo to give whatever Central ends up being on inside of the jungle, a priority lane, because Braum plays well into. He does fairly well into the Galio, and Lucian obviously paired with him is very strong. They would have most likely picked, um, I'm assuming something like the Callista, or I'm not sure if he picked up any more champions. Jinx would have been fine too. She can farm generally pretty safe versus Lucian, but so this part of the draft, once we get Hecarim, which we wanted, because we can flex it top or into the jungle. And I actually think this being in the top lane this game would have been perfectly fine too. I know it's harder for us to do it because they did a good job of picking a flex pick right away. Um, this may have been a fault of my own here of banning the Lee Sin and leaving up a flex pick like Jace or Rise. Either one of those would have been perfectly fine bans. I don't remember if I saw that he played Jace or Rise though, so it didn't come to my head right away. These are their Vlad is their absolute best champion overall. Their mid lane plays it really well as Dax in the top lane. And then Kale is just a power pick in general. That's harder for us to leave up from blue side because they can last pick it if it's a relatively good matchup, and it makes it a lot easier for them. I think the main difference I would have this is obviously what we wanted. We wanted this to be up so we could flex it to top or the jungle. Um, and what our conversation could have been too, going into this, because we are in blue side, so flex picks are very valuable as well. That's why I know you guys picked the Morgana for this reason. But we also have to take into consideration that since we have to blind pick one of our solo lanes no matter what, we need to make sure we can get a tempo, get priority in one of the other lanes, whether it's bottom or one of the solo lanes. So that's why I think if we went Lucian Braum here, it actually would have been better just overall, because they already had the Galio, so it's most likely going to be bottom lane, so we have less to worry about with them flexing Galio mid, because if they flex Galio mid, then we'll have an easy farm lane for Dawn, and that's at least something where we should be able to get priority in that lane. So just taking that into consideration, if they decided to put this mid instead of support, it would have gave us priority in the mid lane, most likely, with any pick that we would have pulled for the mid lane. So I think generally we should have changed these two picks here to be Lucian Braum, to no matter what give Central a lane that he can lean on for priority no matter what. And then if they decided to pick Morgana here, and have another flex, the Morgana is no matter what going bottom or mid lane, and then we would definitely know where Jace is going. So then it would make it endlessly easier for us to pick something for Alex now. So I know you guys are I've been doing the drafts and everything like that, but in case you have to do this stuff again, this is the kind of stuff you have to try to think of right on the fly. And they obviously banned Rek'Sai from us as well as Aurelia. And then the Thresh, like Mystic said, when they ban the Thresh and then pick Galio, it's telling us that he's going to go bottom. So that's why I think this should have been Lucian Braum in the draft, and then it would have just opened up everything for us. Um, um, yeah, it just would have opened up everything for us in the draft. This would have been a different ban. Um, Jarvan could have been a pick for us now, or if they pick Jarvan, then we could go to something else like the Sejuani or Kindred, Elise. It doesn't matter. We have uh, more flexibility in that sense because if they decided to ban out two junglers, which they banned one with Karthus, then we're still perfectly fine because Central plays plenty of champions, or we could give them the Hecarim still and then pick for Alex. So just take that into consideration when if you guys have to do another draft without me sometime in the future here, that we got a priority pick which we wanted, and then we can also, which is a flex pick as well, but we should pick something to give some more tempo and priority to help out Central, just so we can make more impact earlier in the game with him. So, but we'll go over the game now. So, I still don't think what you guys did was bad. I just don't think it was the correct decision because of responding to what they pick. Is we could have responded with a better lane basically. And the Braum also would be good versus the Jace, just so you could block some of that damage. You could also block the Sejuani ult, which is fine. It just would have been a good pick for us here overall. So we'll get into this. And then we got TP top, we have Ignite middle, Cleanse. I think in all honesty, this lane Dawn, two things. Is you could have went with barrier or heal in this lane, because Jace will 9 times out of 10, as long as you don't spam your Q at the minions, will most likely push towards you. So just having the defensive summoner, I know you went cleanse for the Sejuani and possibly the Rise W. Galio would have to flash on you, so it's kind of a little different, but I guess it would work for that. But I think having heal or barrier would have been perfectly fine. And also in a matchup like this, where Jace is extremely aggressive level 1, and this goes for everyone for different matchups. It actually is perfectly fine for you to start E level 1 here because you can trade so much easier with him, because as soon as he comes up to auto you, if you just pop your shield, he's going to get minion aggro and your passive will win the trade for you. Plus you having the shield would benefit you a lot. Just different matchups. Like you obviously probably haven't played versus Jace as Orianna in a long time. Jace middle hasn't been a thing for like 3 patches, I want to say, before they nerfed him twice. So just take that into consideration for every lane though. Like in a lane like bottom, say that was nice gank central, and you didn't go under the turret, you got a summoner, it's beautiful. Something we talked about. But just think about like if we have Galio versus say Kai'Sa. It actually wouldn't be bad to hold on to your spell leveling until level 2. Because if you can go EW into a non-mobile AD carry, you can get summoners out of it really quick. Because your Q damage early isn't big enough to fucking matter. And if we have, say we have their lane, but they're playing versus a different lane. So they're playing versus, even if it is fucking, say it's Kai'Sa Morgana. Your EW, as long as you block the, or you dodge the Morgana Q, you're gonna cause a really big advantage for you having a Lucian in your lane too. You guys get good damage down there early. So I can see Central's coming up already. Let's see if you get level 2. Okay, you got level 2. Okay, you don't have a ward. It's good. Another good gank. So you can literally, I don't know what your cooldown is right now on the E early. It's pretty long, 14 seconds. You can just revisit this right away. You could have went right back to Tribush and revisited this, in all honesty. But it was a good 2 ganks. We got 2 summoners early. We just saw where she was. So right after your blue buff. Again, this is just everyone's thinking. So no matter who pinged that right now, you can see we have the ping on the map. Whoever pinged the Sejuani's here because this ward just died right now. You guys should be calling out what she has right now. So she only has red buff right now. So we know she's doing crab and then going here. So most likely for what this can tell Central is if he would look at her, come on thing. If he would look at her CS, she got 4 from the red buff and another 4. So no matter what, one of these 2 camps is still up. So he could do his blue and then go check one of these. And then the nice thing about it is these 2 both don't have fucking flash already because you already made 2 really nice ganks. So your pathing after blue should be, because this is a common ward spot, even though it's going to expire by the time you're done, your pathing probably should be to come back up through here to either gank first, which is perfectly fine, because we should know that his ward won't be up until around the same time as Alex, so you could just ask Alex when his ward's up so we know when he gets his back. And then you can go here, check this, and then here. And then no matter what, you're going to get, we know you're going to get 1 camp at least, but you also get the gank. But then you know you get to come back and get these at least. The important part is you're setting up another gank on the 2 people that you just fucking blew flash on already. So if you guys ping out, especially the early parts, you guys got to call out the buffs. And then also, this goes right into old stuff that we've talked about, Don. You really got your wave fucking stuck here too. So you need help getting this basically unstuck already. You're fucked in this position. So the fact that he doesn't have flash right now doesn't matter because you got your wave stuck. This is something we've talked about many times before. So this should be you calling for him to just come fucking get this wave unfrozen. And we also just saw her 15 seconds ago on this ward, so we should know that she's here, like in this area. Your ward's not back up yet. And I'm surprised you actually flashed. Since you brought the cleanse, I'm surprised you didn't just cleanse the fucking thing right away. Because I think you could have got out, you would have just had the recall. Because he might have wasted his ignite on it too. But sorry, we go back and see Central's second attempt. So this is, I can already tell you right now, it's not done properly just because we know he doesn't have flash and where the minions were. Yeah, if you take damage, you don't finish your item, right? Yeah. So where the state of the lane is right now. So there's 6 casters, 5 casters, and like 1 full melee because you can count this one, I guess. And then we have, so this is pushing towards you no matter what. Let him start the fucking the gank. Oh, and you use your Q. See, this is what I'm talking about communication. You should never be casting your Q here yet. Because basically what's going to happen is, and this goes for you too, Central, since you know he doesn't have flash right now, you need to start your E like closer to the lane because he can snare you to end it if you start it back there. So this is why we need your Q though, because he's against a wall basically already too. You can put your Q here and then fucking he's dead. See, this is really poorly done, Alex. You gotta let him fucking start, especially because he doesn't have flash. If he had flash still, I'm perfectly fine with you trying to start something, but you just telegraphed it. See how he just got to snare you, but you made him want to retreat further into this. He should be in this bush still by the time Central hits this corner. And you should still have your combination. You guys gotta sell stuff better when Central's coming. He gets flashes down and shit early, and he's coming back to get first blood. Like, you guys have to sell that better. And that lane 2 Mystic, your whole objective is try to hit a snare, and then you guys get some damage out. It's not like a full-on all-in right away. So you gotta, your positioning is going to be really important. And again, so this is, wave is stuck. We need to basically spam this or call for. We should have asked Central to come help you get it unstuck, because it's going to freeze on you, and it's going to cause a big CS disparity from you and him. Even though he's supposed to win the lane anyway, it's going to make it really hard for you. And they're already getting vision control. Can we see him? I don't think we can. Nope. Okay. Oh yeah, let me change this back, sorry. So something we talk about all the time is, see, this is exactly what we talk about all the time. Your wave is already shoving again. This is you coming back to lane. Your lane is already shoving again, and you're being aggressive without having any clue where the enemy jungler is. We can't do this stuff. It doesn't matter what lane this is. You don't have ignite either. You're not going to kill the guy. Like, you need to basically worry about your wave first, just shoving it so it goes to his turret and resets, and then find out where the fuck the jungler is. There's no reason you should be dying there, because you should be thinking about where the enemy jungler is. If you die there, it's because Sejuani flashes on you. That's the only reason why you should die in that lane right now. I know you don't have flash, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't be trying to be a little, like, you didn't have a ton of mana, you don't have an offensive summoner. So, okay. This is exactly what I talk about a switching focus earlier. You're going to see it right here. So what you're doing, Mystic, is great. So the way you guys start this off, I don't know what your communication is, but the fact that you held onto your Q this whole time is actually really good. I think you're holding on to it too long now. And just the timing of that. Once he's on that wall, you should be getting ready to throw it. Or you guys could immediately turn your focus to the Galio who's right next to you. Because the reason why is because you have fucking Central coming on the way. You guys can, all 3 lanes, you guys can really fucking do a better job of setting up ganks. And this is just something we have to talk about more. Because this is, the start of this is great. Because look how much damage you guys are getting without even like anything yet. Like, you should be throwing your Q right now, Mystic, right here. Like, no matter what. Because if he fucking dodges to the left, you're putting him closer to Central. And Dub still has his, he can still recall his feathers for his snare. So if you put it basically right next to his model on the right, he can't really dash this way because you'll hit him in the middle of it. You're holding it too long. Yeah, you held it too long. But also, you could just immediately switch to fucking the guy that's face to face with you. So even if you did hold it that long, but then instead you just snared Galio, you're gonna fucking, you probably could force out both their flashes. But I think you held it too long. You could have even thrown it like right at the edge of that bush when you were in the bush and he's pucked up here. And you also could have black shielded yourself to block that taunt too. You're black shielding nothing at this point. I guess you tried to snare at the same time you flashed, so you didn't have the option, but there's some chicken for you as a consolation prize. But you guys got to set up ganks a lot better. Because even if you put that snare on his right side and force him to the left, Dubs will be able to get his snare on him, and then Central would have been able to get in there. Because he was already charging up Z. I don't think he did Ghost too, so he wasn't going to miss. That's something you should be communicating to Central if you're going to use Ghost or not. Our communication needs to be more clear on the small details, no matter what. What are we maxing, by the way? You're maxing Q? Okay. And again, we're in that same boat where I just talked to the other two lanes about this stuff. Is we just got a summoner, but now they're in an advantageous spot where it's harder for us to get onto them. So let's see, is it's shoving towards them or us? We're last hitting that melee there. It's kind of stuck right now. I think it'll push back towards them barely, but it's just in a bad spot now again. So the fact that we blew his flash and his heal, like it's in an awkward spot for you two. So they will actually be able to set up a play easier on you guys as long as they dodge that Morgana Q. You guys do a really good job of wave management like throughout the game, but you need to do a better job inside of the lanes too, because all three lanes now this game have already got their wave stuck in a spot we don't want. And anytime that you're getting dove like this, Dawn, you have to ult the person who gets turret aggro. You ulted the Jace. He does have turret. How the hell did he get turret aggro? Fuck you. Go back. Okay. You ulted the right one. He just knocked you away so it looked like it was different. That was good on you. So no matter what, so here's a bad situation that is coming up right now. This is more communication right now. We just saw them leave this way. We should be communicating how much life they have, because Central wants to go over here because this buff is coming up. So we have to communicate this right now, and also communicate if she had any buffs or anything on her. And she still has red buff, it looks like. Because I hope he doesn't come over here and then bad shit happens. How did they get vision of you? They just pinged you. Wow, the vision lingers that long. They actually have vision of you right here somehow. That's fucking stupid. But the communication should be how much hit points they have, because what also is important right now if you look at the minimap, guys, is they have priority in the top lane, so they could easily make this. Oh, yep. Yeah, so this is exactly what I was thinking. Something like this can happen because Jace blew his flash, but he still had plenty of hit points. He could just chill out. But more importantly, which I don't think is your fault, is the fact that this vision lingered somehow right here, which is bullshit. But you could have, since they have the priority in the top lane, you honestly should have probably just surrendered this part of your jungle temporarily. And then I don't know if we actually have vision of that. It's shown that we know that it's coming back up. You could have made a play for this side if we would have communicated she had red buff. But this is what I'm talking about of our communication for details really needs to fucking. You don't have to talk long. You can just say sKz had red buff. Jace blue flash. He has half hit points. sKz had red buff. And they've done a really good job of vision this game. This is obviously from right after they got they turret dove and then got the kill on Amir. But this is what I'm talking about. Just getting wards on camps to find out where Central is a lot, which is something I was talking to you guys about. Like in game 2 where we're not advancing our vision when we have control. That's why it's also important that we get a lane with priority so we can advance into their jungle. Because look at all 3 lanes. None of these are winning lanes. So it just puts Central in a really shitty spot after his first couple ganks. If we don't make something happen off the first couple ganks, then the lanes will take over the fact that we don't have any winning matchups. So I wanted to look at this first. So this is something we talked about a while ago too, Alex. Anytime you're in a losing matchup like this too, buddy, because I don't think you have a chance of knocking him up under turret. You just have to focus on your farm, man. Like you're already down 31 CS. You got to just focus on your farm. I know it's shitty because he's just gonna hit you a lot, but we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 CS. We lost 6 CS there because you tried to go for that trade. Can't do that. Just gotta focus on your farm, man. And then we gotta go down to this fight. Okay, we got Central coming on a pink ward. Mystic black shielded himself. So here's something right here. How close are we? How many seconds is this? It doesn't say. I'm assuming that's like 5-6 seconds. Since he yeah, I think you absolutely should be black shielding Dubs here, but since he has that ult, it's perfectly fine. But this communication could have been the same thing with Central. Hey, I got stopwatch and literally... Wait, it's longer than that. That's 23 seconds. Never mind. Why does it look so short? Huh. But that's us not looking at items too. We could have talked about it. You guys fought it well and he used the ghost again. Again, we should be communicating about the ghost. That you're going to ghost on those two. So we just made a big play happen bottom again too. Let's see how this transpires. I don't really blame you on that one. They just camped the fucking bush. I was just going to say, opposite side of the where we just made it played, we have to be careful. It's something we talk about all the time. They just camped the bush. But this goes back to them having vision control everywhere basically too. So I don't really blame you for that death at all. But you guys should be pushing this wave and going back. Good. So right now, we're down 1 plate. They have 1 extra plate on us. Not a big deal. But this is where back timings are important too. I'm sure if you guys probably remember in the game right now, this is a free dragon for them right now. Wow, they're not going. They're pushing the wave first, I guess. Really? They're not doing dragon? Oh, they're gonna fucking dive you under turret. Makes sense. That was smart. Just to really fuck with you. This is why vision control and working with junglers is so important. That's why we need priority in lanes, so we can do stuff like this and move around the map with central. That was really, really well done by them. If this was Infernal or Mountain, 100% they'd go for it. But since it's Cloud, they just decided to basically make a play. Central and Alex, good job picking up something on the other side of the map. Oh no, Alex's headbutt. It was still a good job you guys picking up the Herald there on the other side of the map. So CS is really big top lane, which it's supposed to be fairly large. But since we already saw that just that 1 trade where you missed out on 6, I'm sure there's more that you're missing. We gotta just focus on your farm as much as you can and losing matchups, buddy. Especially on Ornn, you get to craft a lot of your shit. You can just back up out of vision and craft an item that can help you with your regeneration or finish an item. It doesn't matter. You can just focus on farm because you're going to be really important later in the team fights. So we got a little bit of vision back on the bottom side. We have a pink. It's in Tribush. I'm just trying to look at if we should be advancing this already, because we have 1 pink. Why do you have a potion? You're getting biscuits. Why are we wasting money on potions? Unless this potion's still from level 1. It has to be. Why are we buying more fucking potions? That's something I usually yell at Alex for. He has like 4 potions in his pocket, 200 gold. So yeah, if you guys are deciding to advance here, you should absolutely be advancing this pink ward. Because what happens when you have a pink ward here is you know there's no vision, but then you advance it. There's still no vision here because they haven't got to go to it. You should be moving your pink ward up. And I have no idea if you guys know that the lane bushes are warded right now at all. But these guys you've made them afraid already. You guys we gotta learn how to sell stuff. Do we have sweeper in the bot lane yet? No, because you don't have your thing finished. Here comes another turret dive. They missed. So this time Sejuani took turret aggro, so you have to ult her this time. If you ult her, she dies. And you trade 1 for 1, and that's a big win for us. So don't feel rushed in that stuff, man. You just let it happen. You did a good job dodging the ultimate. Now just retreat under turret. And focus on, what are we doing here? And focus on who gets aggro so you can try to trade back. Okay, your Q's on cooldown, there's no reason for you to be walking, being aggressive. Your Q's on cooldown. You have 6 seconds before it's back up. What are you doing here? You have no backup. We don't know where Sejuani is either. I know you know she's not here, but she still can come through the river. Look, we have no vision of river. Your Q's on cooldown. As a champion, you need to back the fuck up. So you took half your hit points when your main spell's on cooldown. That's craziness. He could flash on either one of you right now. Yep. He fell flash. Nice. So you guys have to. This is something I talk to you about all the time, Mystic. You guys have to learn to just chill out. It's perfectly fine. Remember, Lucian is an early game tempo jungler. So if we're going 0 kills versus 0 kills, then we're winning the lane because he's supposed to have a bigger spike earlier and shit. So guys gotta be more patient with shit. Like, I know we're playing versus Peridian and you guys probably want to kill him and everything, but that whole play didn't make any sense once your Q is on cooldown. I want to go back and watch this. So we talk about people overstaying all the time. They just kill Dawn and the same shit we just been talking about. Where's the enemy jungler? We don't fucking know. So why is this idiot staying this late? There's no plates left either. And he took turret shot because Central hit him in the right way. Good job, buddy. But the same thing we talked to you guys about is just, oh, they end up getting both kills, is overstaying for shit. We don't know where the enemy jungler is. We don't have, they don't have forward vision anywhere yet, so there's no reason for him to stay. If anything, he should have came up here to turret dive. He should have just cleared this and then went up to Rise because of the advantage that they have. Especially Rise has ult, so they can just ult away and not die. So now we're in a big hole. We're down by 3k at 14. When it shouldn't be this much. They're getting first. Is this first turret? Yeah, first turret right now. We still have Herald? We still have Herald. So whenever you killed Jace, you should have just dropped Herald. I forgot you had Herald. Let's go back and just make sure, because I'm pretty sure you see Sejuani in a minute too. So we officially see Sejuani right now. You should be dropping Herald right now. 100%. Turret plating's down. You'll get a turret. You'll trade turret right now. This is what I always talk to you guys about. What's next? Like, you just got to kill. What's next? We already have Mystic's dead, and we see that Dubs is most likely going to die right now. And in all honesty, too, Dubs, you should probably flash right now. As soon as you see her, you should just probably flash. You flash. You should probably flash right away. And then you should be saving your ult for if she comes under turret. You should have flashed right away. But as soon as we see Sejuani and you kill Jace, you should be dropping the Rift Toad here, because this turret's ours. We actually would probably get first turret before them too, because they don't have a minion wave yet. Guys got to always look immediately at the mini-map and then look at, can we get anything objective, like, right away? And it happened within 3 seconds of seeing Sejuani bot, and you already killed Jace, and we see Rise. We should have just dropped Herald and took mid turret. So now we're down 3.6 or so. Let's see if you guys combo this right for his ult. Okay. Hopefully Alex hits his knock up appropriately. Nice. He's not gonna get his he's not gonna land in his ult, I don't think. Okay. He ends up getting away. No. Same stuff we talk about all the time. Again, What is Central have right now that he didn't use? I just talked about. This is a free turret. We just drop Herald here, and on top of that, we have 3 minions to tank the fucking tank the turret aggro to start. And you guys should be communicating how long until you have E back up. He can tell you 10 seconds, and you guys can just say, fuck it, we're going to take... when your Q misses, then you should just be like, alright, let's just take turret instead. Because the fact you trade 1 for 1 here is so rough, and you lose flash. Yeah. Same stuff I talk about, I told Central, like, when he did that level 2 stuff. And then they're doing the appropriate thing, the opposite side of the map, and... Wait, we dropped Herald at base now too? Shit. Oh, this sucks. We're gonna get nothing off this Herald, are we? Because the bottom lane's in mid. Yeah, fuck. Yeah, that could have been used better. Two different scenarios. It was really good you responded and got it on the other side of the map when they made a play, but we should have used it twice, basically. And their bottom lane is in mid lane, so why are we top? We should be matching. Jace doesn't have TP, Dawn should be up there. No matter what. Like, why is this like this? Jace can just shoot fucking Qs on you guys all day. I'm assuming that's how he died. He lost a lot of hit points. Like, if you don't land a Q, it doesn't matter. He's just gonna be able to stay safe. And we're gonna lose another turret for free. And Dawn ended up dying. You gotta follow your lanes, and especially situations where we're losing, guys, because you just gave a 3 versus 1. Even if it wasn't 3 versus 1, it's gonna be a 2 versus 1, and they'll eventually get the fucking turret for free. Look at their vision too compared to ours right now. This is what I'm referring to for the second game too. Is we need to advance our vision. Look at they're slowly walking it up, so they can follow Central like anytime he's on the bottom side of the map. So, I'm assuming, Dawn, you just don't like leaving your lane. Because there's no way Xayah can fucking match Jace. There's no reason for that to happen. I know you're down right now too, but there's no way Xayah can match him. You would have to pull Morg to be with you, but then that just puts Dubs in a really bad spot. Okay. This is the same stuff we've been talking about the whole game too. We have no vision of their whole team. We don't know where they're at, and we're going to engage on him here. This looks scary to me. Did we both die? No, Black Shield. Okay. When we play when we play in IG, I know you guys are better than most of the teams that we play versus, but anytime we play, like the 2 times I've seen us play versus teams that are as good, if not a little better than us, you guys look like you rush and feel rushed, I should say. You guys look like you feel rushed, so you're making decisions like very quickly instead of just thinking about like simple things. Like, where's their team at right now? We have no fucking clue, except for Jace was showing in top lane. And I think their bottom lane showed mid not long before that too, so Galio can ult down there to help, and yeah. Ryze has TP, he has his ult, he has ways to get out after your crowd control as well, so. You guys have decent wave clear with Ori and Xayah. You have plenty of disengage with the Morgana, the Orianna ult, the Ornn ult. Is this guy stupid? What is this guy doing? He did exactly what I just said to you guys should be doing. He doesn't know where the team is, and he's going that deep. Did they get one back? Nice flash, Dubs, to get the stun on Ryze. Nice knockback. Nice. That's the same shit that we just did. They just did. The Jace fucking being cocky and not thinking about where the rest of the team is or could be. So at this point in the game, we're down 5k, but we have so many turrets and everything still. We're perfectly fine. We just need to find a fight at one of our turrets, basically, or get a good flank with Central or with Alex. These are the types of games like having, like getting a good flank. Like it would have been perfectly fine if you took. By the way, you need blue trinket by now, Dubs. Like as soon as you hit level 9, you need blue trinket. But this is a game where it's perfectly fine if you get the sweeper 2, Alex. So you can try to find a flank. Because we need ways to come back into the game. This is why I'm talking about win conditions and stuff like that. If we had shitty wave clear, then you guys would need to force. I'm gonna go back. Sorry. You would need to force before they're on the turret because you don't have wave clear. It's a lot easier for them to siege. But we have decent wave clear here, so we're perfectly fine just letting them try to fuck up basically at a turret. So we had vision of Jace. I'm pretty sure he just finished pushing away. We know where he's at. I don't think we know where Rise is yet. Okay, get your cleanse. So this fight actually might end up in our favor. Let's see. Because they were... Your E got fucking blocked. So immediately, this is the same thing we talk about all the time. Does she have a shutdown? Sejuani? I know, so she has a 400 gold shutdown. You guys should all be fucking literally focusing this right here. As soon as Lucian flash healed away, all 5 of you should be blowing him up. Like, no doubt about it. Our 2 carries are on the Sejuani. I'm assuming because she has the shutdown. I'm not sure, but this is where switching your focus immediately, we'll go back, is incredibly important. And I don't know if you guys noticed her. I want to go back, fucker. Noticing if she had stopwatch already or not. That's what I was going to mention. What is happening? So she has stopwatch. I don't think you guys would have known that she had stopwatch because I'm pretty sure she just bought it. So it's fine that you don't know she has stopwatch, but the way that this transpires, good cleanse. I actually think though you should have flashed this way, buddy, because of your tanks are here. So now we know we need to, separate from the Galio ult. We don't have Hecarim ult. Good Orianna ult. So Alex should have ulted a couple seconds sooner, I think, buddy. So right here though, when Alex's ult's coming in, and we're face to face with Galio, you guys should be calling for Galio. Like 100%. He's a lot weaker than the Sejuani. Like we're not going to count the stopwatch because I think she just got it back from base. I don't think you guys would have seen it that quick. During the middle of the fight, basically. I 100% think you should be switching targets immediately to Galio though. I think we would have killed Galio if we just immediately switch focus. Because once they're in retreat, You guys have to consider, like, once they're in retreat, they're fighting this underman. Dax got there late with his TP. Like, he should have been TPing. Here, we'll look at it from their perspective too. As soon as this Sejuani is made the decision to go in on Dawn, the Dax the Ryze should be TPing already, like 100%. I don't care if he just TPs here or here. It doesn't matter. He should just be TPing immediately. So they've already made the decision they're going in. Let's watch the Ryze. Still not TPing. Still not TPing. See, this is really, he's finally TPing. This is like 5 or 6 seconds into the fight. This is really poor communication by them. Like, the decision for him to TP this late is really bad. But we should absolutely be switching our focus right here. Especially when Alex gets a knock-up. Like, easy knock-up. This is just easy kill. Because you guys will be able to burst him. I'm fairly sure you guys would have been able to burst him. But basically, I'm pretty sure you guys called for Sejuani if Alex did his E up that way too, but maybe it just came back off cooldown, I don't know. So I think Jace will most likely get this turret. Yeah, he'll get the turret now. But it was started, like, Dawn had a good ult there, but we gotta learn, especially in games when we're down, we gotta learn to switch our focus and just take easier kills. Because if we just, say we don't kill the Galio still, but we chunk them down to like fucking 10 hit points, okay? We get unlucky with that shit. We get to alleviate pressure, at least for the time being, where we can just get vision back in the game and everything. So, what is happening right now? Jace did the turret and we haven't seen him. Not sure. I like you guys moving to mid lane to do that play because of their back timings. Let's go back. I want to just look at it in detail here. So I like this. Okay. Communication while we're hitting the turret should be which way we're retreating to as a group. So like Dubs ran this way, Mystic ran this way a little bit. We need to be just together. Let's see, we don't have Warnalt, but we got everything else it looks like. There's no reason for your ult there. We should be saving your ult in case they engage on us back there. Because we're in full retreat right. Oh man. Look, if you have your ult right now. This would be fucking crazy good. If you had your ult right there. Should have stopped walking forward there too. We're gonna watch it again. Yeah, we should be in full retreat mode. Man. Yeah, we needed to be fighting backwards no matter what at this stage because we should know the state of the game. Items, levels, all that. Yeah, you should not be running forward there, Central. I know you see blood right now, but excuse me. We get completely wiped. We should have held onto your ult though too, Don, because you're just basically disengaging the guys that we don't need to disengage. We need to disengage their front line or displace them, especially if Jace jumped in or grouped up like he did. Like our strength as a team is like choke points. So like in this area or basically right here where they grouped up, like is where our strength would be. Because we also didn't have Alex's ult yet. It was almost off cooldown, but that's something, again, we need to talk about when shit's coming up. I don't care if it's ultimates or just spells. Like we talked about earlier with like central ganking, like talking to each other when you're devastating charge or other stuff. I guess they just ran through our jungle and killed you. I guess I really can't blame you for. What are we doing here though? Ugh. Let's go back further to when we actually see them. So we saw them there. Okay, I understand what you guys are doing because we talk about like trading areas, but we're not anywhere near this minion wave. Like the best thing you guys can do is shove this minion wave and then back up, because we also don't have that. Like this is pushing towards us too. Yeah, I appreciate what you guys are thinking, but we have to also remember they have Baron. And this turret's fucking super low. Like, they could take this turret right now before we even do anything. And I don't think... Yeah, we didn't know where Sejuani or Galio are, too. So if we try to hard shove and these two just sit here, now these three are just getting this turret for free. And, like... The fact that you guys kept going for it is one... Yeah, look, they're using supers and everything here. Or the empowered minions. It's perfectly okay if we end up dying too. Like they have Baron buff. We talk about this enough too. When they have Baron buff, it's okay if they get stuff. Like it's going to happen. We have to do our best to make it as little as possible. So now we lost the 2 turrets, an inhibitor, and an alt plus 2 people died. Like that was not a good decision, just because they have Baron and they can push super fast on us. What are you doing there, Don? What? How did you even get there? Oh, they chased you all the way from fucking there. Okay. That just goes back to like we shouldn't have been that far up the lane. So yeah, there's the second death. I thought you already had died. Remember, if the other team gets Baron, it's perfectly okay if we just stall and make them get as little as possible. They're gonna get shit. That's what Baron does. Baron's broken. We don't have damage to kill him. Yeah. I don't think we don't have any damage to kill the Rise at this point. Look how strong he is. Like with that Morgana and Ornn is what I'm saying. There's no damage there. And we have to remember that the central Cinder Hulk into Trinity Force, so he's not like full warrior damage shit. So yeah, this game is primarily like a team fighting. Our draft actually played a bigger deal in this game than I thought, because we had 3 losing lanes basically, or 3 non-winning lanes. I won't call bottom lane a losing lane, but if it was just 2v2 and Central didn't come down there, you guys would have been even at best probably. You might be able to do even with them, but we actually stalled this out. But yeah, since the draft actually impacted the game a little more than I thought. That's why, like we did the other day, Alex, too, of when we blind pick something that can duel a little bit more. And this game, it would have been even more important to do so because of like, if you guys know the matchups, like this is something you guys would have to talk about if I'm not there, is the matchups. Like we don't have anybody to just purely wins their lane. 2v2, it's probably, I'm actually assuming it's a pretty even lane. We don't win top, we don't win mid though. So I think the draft actually impacted the how they got their lead a lot. So that's something I feel like we did a better job with in the second game, but we also were red side, so we get the counter too. So, and I think Central is absolutely right about Rek'Sai. Like, he's extremely good at Rek'Sai, but I don't think she's like overpowered and broken. So playing versus it isn't like, it's not the end of the world. Like, we have clearly we showed that we have picks. So no. Oh, my game actually crashed. Cool. So that was the first game. Yeah, like I said, I think these two picks should have been different because they showed this. So this is most likely going bottom. So we should have picked something that was, or we actually, from what Mystic said. So I don't know what your guys' communication was in the draft. We should know this is definitely support because they banned this. They wanted to play. I'm assuming Peridian told them that we play a lot of Galio, so they probably wanted to take it away, which is fine. But we should communication have been they banned Thresh, pick Galio. This is definitely support. So then this can change. So that's okay. Still, it should have been like a 28-minute game for them, but you guys stalled out that last little Nexus because they were doing other shit too. But still, the draft impacted the game more than anything. But we obviously had some mistakes along the way, but that's fine. We'll go over the next game now.